Welcome back. Welcome back to a spooky edition of Platinum Hunters Extra with a spooky month of PS Plus Extra and Premium games. Not all of them here are spooky, but the general vibe is a lot more spookier with these games. Seems like there's less games and there has been less games coming to these updates. But the price isn't getting less. It's going. In fact, it went up. But we're gonna cover these games anyways, because I think there's a few really good ones here that are worth checking out. We're gonna go through 5 of them, but let's run over them and let's talk about them. We got our first set of extra games. We got Gotham Knights. That's a good one, especially if you were waiting on picking this one up. You got Disco Elysium, the final cut. You got House of Ashes, so another Dark Pictures game in the service. We got Alien Isolation, a cult favorite amongst people. You got Dead Island Definitive Edition, Outlast 2, Elite Dangerous, Far Changing Tides, Gungrave, Gore, Eldest Souls, and Roki. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I think that's how you do. But that's in the extra tier. Then we go to our premium tier games. And we got the PSP version of Tekken 6 coming to the service, which is interesting. You got Soul Calibur Broken Destiny. This is a PSP game that came out on the PSP. It's like a smaller version of Soul Calibur. Then we got an interesting lineup here, because we have Ape Escape Academy, which is the first Ape Escape Academy game. The second one came out earlier this year, and that was good because that game never came out to the American audience. It was only in Japan and Europe, and it was cool that we got it, but it's weird to have the first game come out after putting out the second game. Not that I'm completely complaining, but it's just a little weird. And then we get another weird entry with IQ Final. This is the sequel to IQ Intelligent Cube, which was one of the very first premium games to hit. But then this game is coming out now, and this game has never been released in the North American audience as well. So, as much as I like to complain about this tier, sometimes they do some really good things, like putting out Ape Escape Academy 2 and IQ Final for the American audience, the North American audience. I have to give them props on that. I still think the premium tier kind of sucks and they're dropping the ball a lot, but there are some good things to come out of it. But before we go over the trophies, let's see what are the easiest and hardest games in this update. Just to give you an idea of what is going on in this update, the easiest games on the list have to be House of Ashes. It's a 2 out of 10, and it's for obvious reasons that it is a narrative style game like Until Dawn, or what's that game? Heavy Rain. It's kind of like that. There are multiple playthroughs of the game, but it still essentially comes down to just picking the right things. And the other easy one on the list is Roku, although I did see it has a lot of missable trophies that you have to be careful about, but it's only 7 hours long and it's one of the easier ones to complete. Now the harder ones to do, absolutely the one that takes the cake for sure, Outlast 2, that game. We're going to cover the trophy guide as we pick 5 games to take a look at in this update, and then you'll see what I mean. The other one is this game, Eldest Souls, which has a lot of missable trophies as well, and a whole bunch of other problems that make it really difficult. It's an 8 out of 10, just like Outlast 2. Just keep aware of that. And then another one is it's not as hard, but you got Elite Dangerous, which takes apparently 400 hours to platinum. It's crazy. This is a 6 out of 10 game as well, so it's not like you're just spending the time completely grinding for 400 hours. There is like a difficulty part of it, component to it that makes it pretty difficult as well. But now, let's get into the games and check them out. We'll start with the big headliner this month, of course, Gotham Knights. And I was scanning through this run, and it is pretty easy compared to the other Batman games. That includes the Arkham games, Asylum, City, Origin, Knight. This is a lot easier. However, you have to watch out for a couple things while you're playing. I did see there are missable trophies, so I went straight down to them as I usually do. And these are because these enemies here, they only show up at certain times in the game. So they're all pretty well, all three trophies are pretty well the same. You have defeat 45 League of Shadows Assassins and 30 Rocketeers. You have defeat 10 Man-Bats in Gotham City. And you have defeat 40 Feral Talons, 25 Gladiator Talons, and 15 Hunter Talons. Now these come at different times in the game, but after you complete those parts, you won't see these enemies again. So obviously, they're missable. But thankfully, you have New Game Plus. If you do mess it up, you can go into New Game Plus. The only problem with that is these enemies tend to come pretty far into the game. The League of Shadows is an end-game enemy that will appear after you complete Case File 07, and Case File 07 is right almost at the end. Like, it's pretty far. And same thing goes with the Man-Bats as well. And then you have the Talon enemies that come after Case File 5, which is also kind of like the mid-game. So, you generally don't want to miss these enemies. But after that, like taking a look through the trophy guide, it's generally like just your typical kind of thing. You got collectibles to worry about, so there's tons of collectibles to do. You got side quest trophies for completing side activities with the many Gotham villains that are going to show up. You got missing pages from the Court of Owls, so more collectibles to do. You got a whole bunch of different enemy trophies that are not as missable. They tend to appear as well. And the good thing about this all is that you're not stuck on one of the characters. You can actually switch. So when you get trophies that say that you need to get, where is it? I was looking at it earlier. The momentum trophies. So you have here, unlock all momentum abilities as Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood. Or unlock all 4 momentum bars as those heroes as well. You're not really playing the game again to unlock it with a new character, because you can switch at will and play as all 4 of these characters at different times in the game. You're kind of unlocking them all at the same time. So it's not like you're doing like 4 partial playthroughs or anything like that. You're just doing one playthrough where you can go to New Game Plus if you need to keep going, and you'll unlock all this stuff as you go. And it was saying in the top of the trophy guide here that if you want to get to the highest level of 40, where you get the trophy, I'm not sure if any updates increased the level cap or anything, but you need to get to level 40. You're gonna need to use New Game Plus, because I think you're gonna run out of things to do to get the experience. But it doesn't say that you have to spend a long time in New Game Plus. Where did I read this? Right here. After you complete everything, start a New Game Plus and complete the first main missions to unlock the game max level cap, which is 40. Do not start a New Game Plus until you've completed all combat-related trophies and collected all legendary gear. There you go. So it looks like you're going to need a little bit more missions to get you to the cap. But otherwise, yeah, I think it's true to it's what it says here. It sounds like a 3 out of 10 difficulty. A couple of things you got to watch out for. And 40 hours, 2 playthroughs, but really it's 1 plus a partial playthrough. That's pretty well it. Alright, now we get to the troublemaker of this spooky month. Yeah, I remember playing the first Outlast. I didn't get the platinum trophy for that, but I remember it being a bitch. And this one seems like it's even worse than that. And this is gonna bring you through the ringer if you want to get this, because there's all the hallmarks of a tough trophy run in it. So when you start, you have to play the game on Nightmare mode and beat it on Nightmare mode. Or you can do an optional run on easy just to get a feel of the game. But essentially, Nightmare mode is what you're going to have to play on. Then, in your next playthrough, you have to go through a run of this game, and you have to beat it in under 4 hours. So you have a speedrun trophy to do. Oh, and at the same time, there's a trophy here called Profit, which is missable. Finish the game without hiding in a barrel or closet. Okay, that sucks. So you're, at the same time as you're trying to beat this game very quickly, you're also limiting yourself to where you can actually hide. So interesting. And then there's another missable trophy called Slip and Slide, and it's missable because in Chapter 3 is where you can only get this trophy. So that's something to think about as well. That'll take care of your 2 missable trophies in this run. The rest are, they're like milestone trophies where you have to spend 10 minutes underwater, use 10 bandages, crawl for 500 meters. You'll get these as you play through multiple runs of this. But now there's a third run of the game, and you have insane difficulty, which is even harder than Nightmare mode. Okay, so you have to not only beat the game on insane mode, and it has permadeath, like Mein Leben from Wolfenstein 2, it says right here, or Doom's ultra hard difficulty, ultra nightmare difficulty. You have permadeath, and you also have to beat the game to get this other trophy called Messiah, which says finish insane mode without reloading the camera battery. So that means the camera battery, the thing that lights up the darkness of this freaking game, you can't switch out that battery. So there's going to be times where you're going to have to go through it and try to beat this game without lighting up where you're going. And if you have permadeath, then this is maniacal. How is this an 8 out of 10? Someone's being fucking generous with this. This sounds more like a 9 out of 10, or I don't know, I haven't played the game, so it sounds more like a 10 out of 10, like a more of a Wolfenstein, Mein Leben kind of situation here. Yeah, this game sounds hard as balls. So if you're looking for something spooky to platinum, be ready for a hell of a run. This sounds like a nightmare. This sounds insane. Holy crap. Then we get to another difficult game for different reasons. You got Disco Elysium, and this is a complete shit show because look at all the missable trophies here. There are 29 missable trophies in this game. Fuck. Yeah, that's crazy. And on top of that, you do have to beat this on hardcore mode to get the trophy True Detective. Finish the game in hardcore mode. And then you're going to have manual saves, obviously, with a game that has this many missable trophies. And those missable trophies come down to choices you make in the game and speccing into certain things and skill checks. This is a very hardcore RPG game with lots of skill checks. Think Fallout, but on crack. And then there are more trophies you can get for being the bad guy. It says here, baddest of the bad cop, which I assume is for making certain choices that go up against maybe your other choices that you naturally make. Bad guy choices. So this game is very much a hardcore RPG with tons of skill checks. I Here people are intimidated to play this game, and I believe them. I don't think I could do this. Not without, like, if you want to play a game where you have to completely stick, like, to a guide like glue, like you're not making any choices of your own volition to get this plat, to do it in 2 playthroughs, like you're pretty much going to rely on this guide very heavily. And this is another one of the hard ones in this this update. 6 out of 10, no joke. 2 playthroughs, 60 hours. Not as bad as Outlast from the sounds of it, but still, with how many missable trophies, this will drive you insane if you don't know what you're doing. A little easier, 4 out of 10, 25 hours, 2 playthroughs. Alien Isolation comes up next, and right away, complete the game on hard mode without killing anybody. So these 2 trophies are Survivor, complete the game on the hardest difficulty setting. Then the other trophy where you cannot harm anybody is, where is it? Here, Mercy or Prudence. Complete the game without killing any humans, which makes it all that much more difficult playing on hard mode, because now you will have to go around the humans instead of taking them out. And on top of that, you got a xenomorph alien coming after you. So you got that as well. If you don't know anything about this game, you are on the back foot the whole game because you're being chased. And it says here, optional, you may also want to choose to go for 1 shot on this playthrough and complete the game without dying. It won't be easy, but it will save you an additional playthrough of about 5 to 7 hours. And that's where your second playthrough comes in, after you of course do cleanup. Your second playthrough is about the 1-shot trophy. Complete the game without dying. Now, doing this on the hardest difficulty, I don't recommend it. I think rather than trying to cram this all into one go where you're dodging humans and you're dodging the alien that's coming after you, trying not to die, maybe you want to go back and do another playthrough on easy mode where you can also get that no human killing trophy as well. And there are a couple of other trophies like this one. Hide, run, survive. Complete the 5th mission without being killed by the alien. So it kind of goes into your playthrough without dying. Naturally, you're going to get both if you pull it off. But I hear very good things about this game. I've always wanted to play it. It's definitely a backlog game for me. I don't mind being scared, although it's going to be like Outlast where I will be shitting myself for the runtime of this game because you're being chased by this alien. But another good one for Halloween, if you want to get into the spirit of things, I definitely recommend that this one you check out. There's now that I'm taking a look, there's also one grindy trophy on top of it. 100 times too many. Get killed by the alien 100 times. Oh, fuck. I think even if you played this on the hardest difficulty and you're just naturally getting grabbed by the alien because on the hardest difficulty things are harder, I don't think you'll get killed 100 times. I just don't think that's the case. But that's a trophy to grind out after the fact. Okay. But anyways, check this one out if you wish. This is a good one for the month of October. And lastly, another good one for the month of October. Can't go wrong with zombies. We got Dead Island Definitive Edition, which comes with the DLC, but we're just going to cover the main trophy run. And I have a very vivid memory of a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, telling me that when he was playing this game save file corrupted, and he was like almost near the end of the game. He poured about like 25 to 30 hours into the game, and this save file corrupted. That's bullshit. I've always been afraid to play that game because of that. Who knows if they fixed it or not, I'm not sure. Assuming they do, but that's something that's always kind of hampered me from playing this game. And now that I'm checking this trophy run out, it sounds like a Borderlands kind of experience. I love those kinds of experience. I know for sure my girlfriend won't play it with me co-op because it has zombies in it. There's no way. But there are multiplayer trophies here, so you're going to want to play it with a friend, at least one, because you have to complete 5 quests in a single co-op game with the same partners. That's for Together in the Light. Complete 25 quests while playing with at least one co-op partner, going steady. Play in a co-op team of 4 different playable characters. Originality. And then you got here, people person. Play with 10 different co-op partners for at least 15 minutes each. So you got some kind of annoying multiplayer stuff that like you're gonna have to go online to do. Like, you can't play with 10 different co-op partners for at least 15 minutes each. Okay, I guess you could do it if you create a new profile every time. That's how you would do it, but that's still, if I do math, that's like almost 3 hours of like switching these profiles and just playing in co-op where the other person's not there, or maybe they just play a different character each time. That's not fun for your co-op partner. They're gonna have to start from the bottom every time. That's a little annoying. The rest is pretty standard stuff. Complete the game. Finish 75 quests cumulatively. I assume you're getting close to completing all the side quests. And then you got a whole bunch of milestone trophies. Kill 10 zombies in a row with headshots. Kill 250 zombies using firearms. You got, let's see, loot 5 exceptional weapons, which is the highest grade weapons. This is loot based, so there you go. Explore the entire island, so you have to go to every location on the island. Sounding very Borderlands-y. I'm not sure where the 5 out of 10 difficulty comes from, because I'm not seeing anything here that says you have to beat it on a certain difficulty or not. So I don't think it's a 5 out of 10. Maybe it's like more of a 4 out of 10, low 4 kind of thing. 40 hours, 1 playthrough. That's Dead Island. I do want to check this out, but I also want to go straight to Dead Island 2, which is getting DLC as well, and I hear that game is pretty good, all things considered, and also considering its dev time. So, in the grand scheme of things, I'm thinking the games that I'm going to check out, definitely, I'm going to be checking out Ape Escape Academy. I have to finish that, and I have to finish the Ape Escape 2 playthrough that I have. They're not very long. Like, Ape Escape Academy is only about like 4 hours, give or take, and Ape Escape Academy 2 is about 6. So I'll probably make a video combining the both trophy runs together so you guys can bang both of these games out. Now that this is here, IQ Final, I do want to check out the first game and then jump into this. That might be another video coming to the channel at some point. But in terms of the extra games, the one I'd probably mostly check out would be Alien Isolation or Gotham Knights. I think I'll check out both of those. I don't know when I'd get guides on the channel for them, but at some point I'd like to check those out. Outlast 2 does kind of interest me. I would love to put another hard trophy in my collection. I think that one, let's check the it's 1.33 here on PlayStation. PSN profiles on PlayStation. I think I have to go back to the trophies. It is a 0.1. Oh, fuck. A 0.1. Another point. Oh, ooh. Maybe it's a game that we do one day on stream, where you guys can sit with me, and as I try to pilot this complete nonsense of a game. It's a 0.1 and a 1.33. If I were to get that platinum, let me go to my profile. And I go to, oh no, I have to go through to trophy log. You go to rarity, ultra rare. You go to the platinums. You have to do this in a not order of date, order of rarity. That would be my second rarest plat if I go for it. Guitar Hero 5 being the only one that's rarer on PSN profiles. I wouldn't say it's rarer on PlayStation itself, because I definitely think Guitar Hero 5 is like a 0.6, not a 0.1. Damn. The allure is there. The allure is there. But let me know what you guys think, which games you would like to check out this month. Outlast 2, the allure is there for sure. But then I could also do Wolfenstein and get my Leben instead if I'm gonna go through this much. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section and which games you're gonna go for. I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions go insanely bad, like your camera battery in Outlast 2 goes out and you're tempted to put the new one in because you're scared. Peace out.